people need to understand the backstory of how I attributed these skills. Car cleaning, waitering, next job part-time was at Debenhams, right? So as a sales assistant on the shop floor, that would be me folding clothes, hanging clothes up, working behind the till. And I was around 16, 17 when I joined this job. So I was just leaving school and I was starting my A-levels, and I was working 8 hours a week at Debenhams part-time. And this is when I started reselling as well, which I'll get into in a second. But Debenhams, what that taught me is that upselling is so important. So if, say, for example, somebody's looking and inquiring about a pair of jeans, I'm thinking in my head, how can I then make them buy a pair of shoes to match them jeans, or buy a t-shirt to also go with the outfit? And in Debenhams, they had something called the Debenhams credit card. And every single time you signed up a Debenhams credit card, you'd get a commission as a member of staff. But I wasn't allowed to sell these credit cards because I was under 18, which doesn't align with their regulations. So what I would do is I do lead generation for somebody on the till to then sign them to the credit card. So what I would do is, say, for example, somebody's looking at a pair of jeans. The Levi's was already 10% off. I turn around to the customer and say, just be completely honest, are you looking to browse and shop anything else today? Because I've got a little magic sleeve I can pull to try and get you a better discount. But I need to know if you're spending and buying anything else, or if you've got anything else in mind. Say that with the girlfriend, he's shopping downstairs as well to the women's wear. I don't know if you wanted to look at some of the slippers we've got on offer at the moment, X, Y, and Z. So I'd complete the shopping journey with them and treat it like a personal shopping appointment in a mid-tier designer store. Debenhams does not sell exclusive luxury brands. However, the customers that I served got an experience like they were shopping in Louis Vuitton with somebody relatable. So I'd be walking around, spending that quality time with them, getting to know them a little bit more, and then I'd go for the close at the end. I wouldn't mention the Debenhams card like every other motherfucker who works in that business at the very start of the sales pitch, or wait until they got to the till to then say, do you want to save 10% by opening up a Debenhams credit card? No, that wasn't my approach. I'd wait until I fully got to know the client. And then when it comes to them going to the till, I would scan the items through. I'd then hand it over to Amy, let's say, who's the person who can sign them up to the credit card. And I'd then say to the customer, so you know what I was mentioning about that extra discount about 5-10 minutes ago? Now, we have got a Debenhams credit card, which is going to save you 10% off this first purchase, X, Y, and Z. Now, I know credit cards sound a bit scary, but the way you've got to see it is, treat it as a direct debit, and you're just going to pay it off the second you transact on that card. And I was the #1 credit card opener in the company for 2 years, and I only worked there 8 hours a week out of every single person in the business who was working there full time.